So, good evening. Welcome you all for this event on research ethics, building integrity in academia. Right. So, it's a event is organized by International Institute of Research Development and Training. It's a non-profit organization. So, what we normally do is we train many young researchers to learn, but we are not doing the research work. We are training. We train the researchers to know about all the research contents, like from starting from admissions till their research completion, plus the future academics, plus their postdoc or other research positions. So, other than unethical parts, unknowingly there are faculties involved, and how to train them. We take certain database and we send a email invitation to them, and we train them that. For example, recently we found a cloned journal where number of students and faculties are publishing their articles. So we, whoever is published, we took their corresponding author email ID and we asked them to not to publish your article in these journals. So try to publish in a reputed journal. So what are the drawbacks, or what are the problems in publishing in an unindexed or a cloned or a predatory kind of journals? We are giving a lot of trainings, right? So today we are going to learn about research ethics. So hopefully I have seen the registration details. So most of them are related to some academia or in a research institute or research organizations. So the ethics is we need to learn that in a recent days, because due to AI or due to multiple reasons, a lot of unethical practices becoming very common or normal. Okay, so how to solve that, and what are the problems, and how that will affect the researcher's profile or their career? So those we will be learning in detail. First is respecting every researchers and do proper citations. Citation is in your research article, inside your introduction part or inside the body of the article. You will be doing the citations like number 1 2 3 4 or Daniel et al 2000. So that in text citation is very important. Then try to write some high quality research article rather than uh, having a research article with paying just 1500 rupees and it will publish in just 6 hours or something. Rather than prefer try to publish in a good quality article, and try not to submit your article uh, at the same time in different journals. Okay, I know many researchers, I know some researchers at the 5th year or 6th year of their PhD program, they try to publish in multiple journals. So because of that they are facing a lot of problems. So these are all certain unethical practices. And respond politely to the reviewers. Whenever some reviewers are asking any queries, so the response should be like as in a professional manner. The response should be goes to the reviewers, because I have seen some review comments a couple of days ago when I review an article, and along with me, my comments are technically mostly will be a sensible questions. But another reviewer along with me, he asked a certain queries that he made that article to go to a major revisions, and the queries are good only. But he asked like how this is a novel work. Lot of queries here he has been asking. So in that, what problem happened is the author thought that anyway the article is going to get rejected. So why I have to respond politely, or I have to respond in a professional manner, and the response were not good. So these are all has to be because obviously how you are an author, they are also an author for another article. How you are receiving a reviewer's response. Similarly, they review multiple articles and they are being an expert. So it's a respecting every researchers. So better respond in a polite way. It will be better. And don't get awards by paid. Nowadays you will be receiving multiple. So nowadays you will be receiving multiple email for getting a lot of awards by paid. So they will inform you like you get a membership of 4,000 to 6,000 rupees, and there are 64 options to be a like you will be getting a option to be participate in the award. Right? Like lot of options have been given. So better uh, not to involved. Okay, because the problem is many researchers they share the award photos in their LinkedIn and other portals. Now the problem is when you are sharing those things, when you are sharing those things, everybody knows that you paid certain amount, you paid certain amount, and because of paying certain amount, you have been given that award, and you are sharing that you have achieved something, right? So because they are the award company, they are not going to send only to you. They are going there because they are sending to so many uh, because they have a bulk email they used to send to so many people. Okay, so better not to get paid awards and do the authorships work properly. What is that authorship work? Which means who are all really contributing, who are all really contributing. So who are all really contributing to the research work, only they has to be an author. If there is an author, his contribution level is very less, then based on that the authorships numbers, who should be the first author, second, third, fourth has to be decided. Then plagiarism. So every institute for research article or a thesis, there are certain limitations, right? So that has to be followed. For example, for research article, many journals they are asking to publish the plagiarism should be around 15% or something. So which means we have to follow those things. Uh, and recently we are developing a tool without an AI, because with AI there are so many API. If you are developing, obviously AI plagiarism will be there. So without AI, through grammar logic, right, how we can make a AI tool. So we are working as a team, we are working for it. At least some the grammatical parts, because we tried with some already published content, 30 to 40 percentage it is getting only that much similarity is coming, but still we like to. But the main problem is the meaning should be same. For some abstract content the meaning is same, and some the meaning is not. So we are working on it. Okay. Then one more thing is try to be responsible, honest in all your research task, right? Whatever law, whatever guidelines we have provided, we have to follow that. And don't add fake data. I have seen some researchers, maybe in life science or social science, certain research work, when you collect data and you analyze those results, it's very important that we have to be when finally you are preparing a recommendations or any suggestions, if you are uh, having a fake data or some dummy data, you add it and you pick up a result, so it will be not good, right? So it is a waste of thing. So better is try to uh, like use appropriate data, and try to even a very limited number of data also fine, but try to work with that. Then respect the research community, help every researchers. That's a part of every researcher. This is a sample, a professor from US. So what he did is he uh, mm, like sharing about the PhD students' expertise and how skilled she is, right? Because the PhD students was sharing that she is looking for a position, and the professor is supporting. So we are, I think, many number of professors or researchers here. So have you seen anywhere any Indian professors were sharing about their students that uh, like completed, and these are all their competencies and their skill. So how these can be helpful to the industries. So so kindly unmute your audio and maybe like stop watching your video or something, because to have a smooth process. and it is instructed that if somebody is repeatedly doing it, you will be removed. So don't worry, the recordings will be given to you. You will be learning it on your end. Okay, so kindly because it will disturb it will be others will be disturbed. Okay. Next, in ethics, learn only good things from your supervisor, because sometimes a supervisor, for example, a some supervisor is for publication, uh, maybe for paid publication, for 30,000 he is getting 50,000 or 60,000 from the student, right? So the scholar also should not follow the same thing in future. The PhD students, the researcher should not follow the same thing. So these are all has to be followed. Okay, don't follow the bad things. Try to learn only the good things. Sometimes I know some professors, uh, they try to help. They train many research students. As well as they spend more time. I did my postdoc at IIT Delhi, where daily morning my professor will meet every master students, postdocs, then bachelors and other PhD students. At least 5 to 10 minutes we discuss what is the progress, how can we improve further. So that discussions will be there. Okay, so these are all will enhance uh, the research environment in the labs. Then share what you learn. Obviously here in this today entire sessions you will be learn something. Maybe some content maybe you know already, you are good at it. But some when you learn something, you please share to your student. These are all things are happening. Be aware, be careful. Don't spoil your profile because of this. How students are affected, institute is affected, how professors are affected. So please careful. When you share this information to your students, let them, they will be very careful, because ultimately they will not. Nobody will blame the students. If the student is bringing you 100% plagiarism content, and if you pay 1,500 rupees, there are journals to publish. But the problem is, after publications, when somebody find that the full content is belongs to some other article, they will not blame the students. They will blame the faculty, because faculty should check the plagiarism and whether the sources belongs to already published content or not. That is the responsible of the faculties. It's okay. Okay. Next most important thing is, don't waste your fund for your research work, because some fundings, if you are getting if you are getting a fund, so try to use it effectively. Try to use it effectively. Don't waste it. And fairness in peer review system. Think I am an editor. You all know me very well. For example, so after submitting your article, what you will do? Sir, I have submitted my article. Please consider. So think we are all working in the same institute. What you will do? Normally, right, we will ask, sir, don't reject because this is my research work. Anyway, I have to get a PhD. Some examples, I have here number of examples that from multiple researchers, the institute faculty, maybe the editor and other students will be there. So for their article, they will give a little bit of preference, right? So in peer review, it should be more professional, not that they are your known person or your friends or their friends known person, your professors friends. So all those things should not be there. Peer review is the quality of your work. Ask sensible questions to improve the quality of the article and improve the quality of the article and then publish. Simple. Then acknowledge the funding bodies. If you are getting any funding from any DST, DBT, SCRB or ICMR, any funding agencies, try to acknowledge the funds. Then try to provide stipend to the research community. Recently in Kerala, a court case came that the final judgment is, unless and until the research students get the stipend, there is no salary for the registrar, VC and certain officials. Okay, so because they are completed their diploma, bachelor's, masters and they are coming for PhD, and that PhD stipend is also not paid well in a proper time, so it will be affecting, because there are people in a full time with family. So all these things should be considered, and keep your data very confidentially. All your research data should be confidential, and when any proof editors or production editor, because when this proof production editor will come to picture is when your article is getting published. When your article is getting published, then they will respond to you that these are all the technical and other errors has to be solved. And don't pay to consultants and do your research, because nowadays there are huge number of consultants, because maybe at present, due to your situations, you may think giving a certain amount, and you can, that problem is solved. But remaining 30 years of your research work, whenever your institute asks you to write an article, do a literature review work, always you have to depend on others. Unless and until you learn how to write, it will be very difficult. Try to follow all the legal procedures of research. For example, in medical, if you need to do some animal testing kind of studies, there are legal procedures. There are some drone based study, at which height has to be, the drone has to fly, and the drone pilot has to use those things, and there are certain licenses are available. So if there are some rules for the research work to be done, kindly follow those rules. And the research ethics, other continuation is simultaneous publication. Please don't do it. During my postdoc time, whenever we collaborate and do any work, the first step my mentor used to do is everybody sit together, and who is going to write, what is the contribution of each authors will be discussed. Unless and until if it is not discussed properly, there will be some authorships problem. So better always try to discuss in the earlier stage who has to write, who is choosing the methodology, who is managing the financial part, who is managing the article writing, methodology, revising, supervising, everything, right, has to be clearly discussed in the area. Because suddenly sometimes the article published in a good journal, somebody may be the fourth author, so then they will think, so it's a great journal, so if the name is in the second name, I get lot of points, I get lot of incentives in my institute, then they will think, why I have done this. So in between the authors there will be a conflict. Because of this conflict, lot of articles, lot of great good research works are getting wasted. So because we will think that the research works will fill certain gaps, but still it will be not filled because of this authorships problem. Don't add false data, false image, and no stress to research. We have a separate session for researchers undergoing stresses, anxiety, depression and all. There are professors or there are researchers face that because their supervisor face those problems. The professor want to transfer those pressure, stress, anxiety, depression to their students. Please don't transfer those things. That's what I said. Share only or do only good things to your students, not the bad things. In Tamil Nadu, 3 lakhs can get you a doctorate without research. It's an information in the year 2020. For each article, presentations, PPT, journals, there are different price. Now, you can see here for writing a research work on article, they are charging something around 65,000 for writing the thesis. So overall, it's a budget of somewhere around 3 lakhs. Now the problem is, who are paying and coming to academics, they will be also along with you. They will be also say they are a professor, and sometimes they will get assistant professor research category also because of research article. But the problem is, they will not knowing anything about research. Now think, we are all maybe in academics or research field. Think our students in future, they are joining some institute, and you are asking maybe your children's or other known person to they are taking a professor, and the professor is not knowing anything about research. How many of you will be happy? Think, if my children is joining to some professor in future and the professor not did their research work because they paid lakhs and they have get their degree. So how many of you will be happy? How many of you want your children to go to such professors? Obviously nobody will be happy. Why? Because obviously everybody knows the reasons, because they don't know anything about research, but they cannot guide or supervise properly. Okay, that is one reason. So always try to not pay and complete the task, so it will be for a longer time, it will be affecting it. So predictory journals, don't publish your article in a predictory journals. There are 2-3 websites like predictoryjournals.com, then belllist.com, and there is another website. In 3 websites you will be finding the predictory journal list. So try not to publish your article in these journals. And how to identify this predictory journal is very simple. Though they don't follow any quality, any if you upload 100% plagiarism also, they will publish. Such journals are there just for 1,500 rupees. In 6 months there are journals to publish. So please make sure whether you are, because it's a hard work. I know some researchers, they do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years research work, and finally they waste by paying in a 1,500 rupees journals. It will be very difficult for them to accept, because in later stage when they go for any accreditations or ranking or any academic related purpose, and when that is not accepted, they feel very bad. Because recently I know there is a journal in pharmaceutical, sorry, in environmental field, 1192 journals in a single day. All the articles were removed from Scopus because of retraction, because of unethical practices. Because the last year the journal has only 15 articles, but this year 1192 articles. So that is shared in various social networks, and suddenly the entire articles were removed. One of my friends, and I know the friend also very well. And the problem is, the Friday the entire article is getting removed. The Monday is the synopsis. Monday is the synopsis. Because if suddenly there is a news in 35,000, one journalist easily within a month they are publishing, means everybody focus on only those things, right? So 35,000, one journal, two journal we publish and get the degree and we complete it. Now the problem is 1,100 journals they are removed. But during this tenure, there are so many people published and completed their PhD, submitted, and now how they will find? Will Scopus will find those people? Now, if you see in their profile, they will be not in a single article, but they have a PhD degree. They have a provisional, and they will be also a faculty, right? So be careful in your maintaining your profile and choosing the right journals. And Bell List. This is also a website you will find a lot of journals, and this is a website in Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. They have these 4 websites like DOHA Blacklist, Cable's Blacklist, and Retraction Watch and Bellist. In these 4 sources, you will find a lot of like potential predictive journals and certain unindexed, cloned, and fake journalist. Now, this is another unethical practices. You have to be very careful. A new hijacking scam targets Elsewhere, Springer, Nature, and other major publishers. Actually, Springer is a separate company, and recently you can see here Springer Global Limited. Springer Global Limited is another company in UK. The company in UK, they are, if you can see, they are all the fake domains, right? Science Direct is the original website. Science Direct is the original website. Now, when you see here, it is it's a fake. Yes is added, and Springer.com is the original one, but Springer.nyc, Springer.uk.com. If you see the web, see, this is a fake website. What you see in the screen is the fake cloned website. It looks similar like Elsewhere Publishers Journal only. You think this is the same, but really this is the original one. Because the problem is, many researchers are so you have to be very careful to find the right website even nowadays. Now, a lot of AI tools, easily you can scrap the designs of another journal or websites, and you can make a similar one. And this is a fake. Link.springer.uk.com is a fake one, and this is the original one. So try to publish in a quality journal with the right link, And this is another issue happening recently. The article retraction. Article retraction is another issue. What happening in this article retraction? They just have a fake image, or add some addition in their images, and they are doing it. So try not to. You can see the highlighted part. Both are same. Similarly, here also you can see the both images are same. See here the highlighted color, the red and blue. The red and blue look same or not? Can you find any difference? And here we can find the color difference. Color difference. See, these are all the unethical practices. Hello, kindly unmute your audio, please. See, this highlighted color shows that uh, it's okay. It is same and edited, so because of that the article is removed. See, this is another incident that if you retract, we will not submit our article. That's how the authors are fighting with the editors and journals. And this is another highlighting image which you see here. It's similar, right? The black and the blue and all. See, because the article retraction, which is the publisher is removing it from the journal, and the year 2023 nearly 10,000 article. Each article, if you put just 4 authors, see 40,000 authors they have in their profile that because of certain unethical practices, their article is removed. In US, even a Stanford president resigned because of manipulated research. A Harvard president resigned because of plagiarism issues. And there are other professors from University of Rochester. He exits the university, and lot of, because they are taking certain decisions to remove the uh, faculties those who are doing unethical practices. But in certain places this is not happening because they think it is right and they are doing it again and again. But that will be not very difficult, because when it is published it is very difficult to delete. It is very difficult to delete. So be careful when you are publishing any article through unethical practices. Co-authorships, you will be receiving a lot of emails like this: to be a co-author, this much price, right? To book a patents or be a book editors, 10,000, 5,000, 20,000. So try to be careful. Try not to be in these kind of activities, because, for example, this is 4 5 years before content. This slide, 302 title. So if you search this title, and you will come to know who are all the author paid for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh positions, and who paid 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, everything you can able to know, because the faculties think they are more special and they are having this in their profile. But you search this title, you know who paid how much amount, right? So be careful. That will affect your profile. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Then similar messages also you may be frequently encountering it, right? So 30K certain amount, right? And see here, there's a proof, right? It's a advertisement shared in a Telegram portal. What they are saying is position 4-5 is available, right? When you after the article is getting published, you can see who are all the 4th author, 5th author paid certain amounts. Authorship contribution is very important. Recently in VNIT Nagpur, a faculty and a intern, the intern wrote a research article, but without the intern's name, the professor with other names, I think they have published, right? So these are all small things when it is shared in internet, in social networks, that the professor did lot of these activities, and the professor said the paper is rejected, but finally the paper is published with not the intern, some other name, and the article is getting published. If somebody is really contributing, try to add their name as an author. Try to add their name as an author. So authorship booking system, this is kind of being a paying first author, second author. There's a huge number of business going on behind this. So please be very careful, because you may think you are very blessed, you get these all informations, but these names kind of thing is already shared with multiple authors. So they are not going to publish in a very quality journal. Some paid journals they are going to make it. Anytime the article is removed, there is obviously your money is getting wasted. And paper mills is another problem recent days which is happening. You can see here, what is paper mill? Paper mills are like profit oriented, unofficial and potentially illegal organization which produce, sell fabricated or manipulated manuscripts. What is this fabricated and manipulated manuscript? Same article, if a grade of concrete is 20%, 20 maybe. Sir, kindly mute it. Hello, sir. Sir, kindly mute it. Or the officials from IIRDT, please mute them or kindly remove them. Okay. See, listen. Produce and sell fabricated manuscript is another big business nowadays. So they change a small changes, and as AI is coming into picture, they take your article and they upload in your in any AI tool. It will scrap your equations. They just modify the equations and they ask the AI tool to prepare the code. That will prepare a code, and they will just upload in a MATLAB or other source, and they get the graphs, and they, but writing also using AI. It may be go to till which ends, but if really that is going to be worked like useful for the society, then it is fine at least. But just for publication purpose, just your own work, just refreshing and fabricating with multiple results and publishing, it's a big problem. Many articles are getting rejected, retracted recently. Then citation by reviewers, you can see the highlighted part, the bottom you can see, although they are completely irrelevant to the present work, the reviewer is saying to add 4 articles. Sorry, not 4, 35 to 47, right? Somewhere around 12 articles. So what this author did is mentioning all these articles as strongly requested by the reviewers. Here we cite some reference, although they are completely irrelevant to the present work. In this case, how you need to solve it? So what I used to do is, when they say this reference, I will add in the reference. I will add some dummy content inside the article. But when the article is going to get published, after the acceptance, the proof editing will be happening, right? The proof editing. When proof editing is happening, what we used to do is, I used to remove all these useless article which is not relevant to my work, and the content, the reference, everything I will remove. Okay. So till review stage, let it be in your article. Let the reviewers be happy. But when it comes to the final proof, when the final proof is there, try not to have such kind of irrelevant content. Okay. See here, the journal has decided immediately to remove the reviewers responsible for citations, prompting. So these are all the problems. The reviewers just adding their articles to cite and all. Then finally, apologies were offered to the authors because of these unethical practices. Nowadays, buying citation is another business. So 50 rupees per citations. Within 20 days, it will be added anywhere. Why the citation is coming to business is, if you want to be an editor for a journal, minimum you should have H-index 10. If you need to have the H-index 10, at least 10 articles should have more than 10 citations. 10 articles should have more than 10 citations. So automatically they do business with this citation. That is another unethical practices, and there are publishers, they are paying For citation, even single citation, $30 to $150, there are journals paying, because see, these citations and other thing is not for authors. That is for journals to improve their metrics, to grow from Q1 to Q3, Q2, Q4, or the site scores, SGR ranking, impact factor. These are all for publisher or for journals, not for authors. But how it is changed is, if you published in a high impact factor journal, then you are a great professor. That's how it is changed now. That is not the case. These are all metrics for publishers and journals. We have to be remember. Okay. For example, in my masters, I have published a research article. During those time, it is in Q4, but today it is in Q1. But I have not done anything. I have not done anything. Right? Suddenly it may go to Q4 also. Today there may be a Q1 journal, that may be in future after 4 years go to Q4 also. So nowhere I am related. I am related. So this is how they are selling it, the citations. So how the earlier days the YouTube subscriptions were exchanged and all. Similarly nowadays the citation exchange is also happening. You cite my article, I will cite your article. Some institutes share that. Here I think here you can see some university shares that other department faculty and other department articles, you should be allowed to uh, uh, add their articles in the citation, so that the institute citations will get increased. And this is another important problem. At the same time, many researchers, they publish in multiple journal, and finally you can see here same article published in 2 journals. So this is a journal of control decisions. The article is same article, same authors, and this is another journal, International Journal of Information Security and Privacy. Here also same article got published. So be careful when you submit to multiple journals, that will affect your profile. And be cautious for these types of messages. I have seen this similar like message, hundreds or thousands of messages even I could have seen in multiple, in Facebook and Telegram, WhatsApp, multiple things. What everybody says is finally this number, this mail ID, they have cheated, they have taken the money, they have looted, all those things they used to say. For wasting such money, better you learn how to do research. If you want to learn how to do research, there are options. Simple, in 500 rupees or 1500 rupees, there is a MSME research training program. Even if you are not able to pay that money, also you please text to these organizations. There are options to help you financially if you are finding difficulty to pay that money also. But when you learn it, the remaining 30 years of your research tenure, you will be an independent researcher. Otherwise, till your entire life, you have to spend money, waste, you have to pay some journals, that will be removed. Till 30 years, you have to suffer with this, because institute, they will pressure you with publish 2 articles, 3 articles, where is the patent, where is the grant, where is the consultancy, where is the books chapters, conference articles. They are going to ask you all these details only. But when you know to do, easily you can able to do those tasks. If you see, during my PhD, I have published 26 articles. I'm just 32, I am having 53 articles in my profile. I have guided 2 PhD students at the age of PhD students, they have submitted their thesis and it is under evaluation. Just 32 years I am. Which means my professor properly guided me, trained me in the initial days of my PhD work. When you are well trained, when you learned everything in the initial days, how to write article, how to do literature review, how to do the reference management tools, how to manage your profiles like ORCID ID, Researcher ID, Scopus ID, Google Scholar profile, everything's were taught properly to me. And even how to check the journal is indexed or not in Scopus, Web of Science, everything's were taught well to me in the initial days. Right? When we trained by our supervisor in the initial days, that is the reason we try to conduct multiple programs. Maybe everybody not get the similar supervisors. So we find a problem in that and we are working to solve it. Okay. Now copy and paste is another problem using this AI language model. You can see here, this is a published article in IEEE. It's a reputed professional society. The conference paper is, see, as a AI language model, I cannot determine how to find your results. The same content is there. We are an authors. This is our article, our content. At least once we don't have time to read the content. Right? And this is another issue. See, in the introduction starting, it is started like Certainly, here is the possible introduction to your topic. So this article were retracted because of this AI based content. See, Surface as an interface, this is a very good quality journal. Because of this AI and other related certain other contents, the editor-in-chief retracted. For this research article, I am sure some research scholar could have done a research for at least 1 year to 2 years. So the entire work is wasted. The writing time, spending money, material works, everything is wasted. Using paraphrasing tool whenever you are using it, try to check the paraphrased content properly. You can see here the tortured phrase, how it looks. High income is big time salary. Immune system is resistant framework. Social distancing is social removing. Social separating. Oxford dictionary is Oxford word reference. Dry cough changed to dry hack. March 2020 changed to walk 2020. This article also published in a Science Direct from a good publications. So be careful. When you rephrase, it's your responsibility to see the content. Or remaining 30 years, anytime your future students, they will explore this content and they will see what our supervisor or my guide or my professor or my supervisor is having this types of article also in their profile. And when you are making your PhD thesis, you have to be very careful. Many researchers, they are very casual, and it will be published and available in a source. Even my students, they explore my PhD thesis. I explore my supervisor's thesis. Plagiarism, even in IIT faculty or plagiarism, nearly 58 articles were retracted. Because of that, in many institute, they have given us certain guidelines that it should be 15%, 10%. I think currently PhD thesis should be in 10%. Many institutes. Okay, we have to follow that. Then, as I am a reviewer and editor for multiple journals, so what normally earlier days we spend time, read and we type it. But recently there are some reviewers, what they are doing is they copy certain contents and paste in the AI tool, and AI will provide the comments and that they will submit. Now the problem is, as they have copied and pasted this content, and that content is also becoming plagiarism. So many publishers, they ask that I confirm that I do not use AI. So these are the confirmations to submit the review reports to many publishers. This is from MDPI. It's open access. You can see a lot of posts nowadays in many cities. Please remember, your research should be done by your effort alone. If you want to survive in this research for certain long time, if you have a good number of money in your entire lifetime, you are planning to pay somebody and you are going to write, that's a different thing. But really, if you want to do something for the society, you want to do some research, I have seen good number of researchers in top institute. They have solved some problem and helped many people in these societies. And you can see this is a professor named Viraj Vivanikit. In the year 2024, he published 520 articles in a year, which means more than one article per day. More than one article per day. Many Indian universities fighting connecting with him to be an adjunct faculty. And if you see his profile, I think he and many professors similar to him having more number of articles, they will have 6 to 7 affiliations. Adjunct faculty, visiting faculty, and so many affiliations, and that is helping them in NARF, NAC, NBA, multiple accreditations and ranking and other things. Nature News recently came that even in our poll of 700 researchers, 34% said that fear of losing job is the biggest reason of doing the research misconduct. You can see the patents of many universities. Even IIT, you can see here IIT Madras got 366 patents. But some of the private university, the 22 23, 1387 patents. Where is 1300? Where is 366? IIT has only 366 patent and the private university has 1300. What is the purpose of filing a patent and publishing and going for granting? What is the purpose? Recently I went to CSIR labs. There are so many patented products, and below that they mentioned these patented products or a technology is transferred to this companies, and they advertise in their social media that this is the product we have developed. If any industry want to purchase, you can contact this mail ID. And you can. They develop an idea, product, and they are finally transferring their technology to the industries. Such a way your research also should be. Otherwise, you start your own business and like solve that problem. So many consultants you can see. I have seen similarly multiple number of. Tomorrow you just go and search in your Facebook or somebody like thesis writing, PhD topic writing, synopsis writing. So you will get a huge amount of similar advertisements. You see how many people are commenting, how many people are involved in these activities, and they are also going to become a faculty in future, and they will be also helping to supervise your students in future without knowing anything. In research, this animal care is very important. Whenever you do some animal experiments, follow the design properly as per the law, as per the guidelines. And confidential of your research work is very important. Try to protect a lot of communications properly. Be honest in your research work. Whatever data you have, with that you kindly do your statistical or any other analysis, and finally publish it, or publish as well as provide your proper recommendations. Don't fabricate, falsify, misrepresent the data, and that data cannot be useful to many. The research outcome will not be useful for anything. Legality is very important. Obey all the legal laws. Any discipline you may be, try to follow the laws and policies. There are recently, this is a screenshot taken in the Teachers Day in this year, and the faculty is mentioning in a online source that his management is asking him to publish 2 articles without adding any other authors from other in his discipline, and the management says that individual publication with no collaboration, and the faculty is saying that I want to quit this profession. There are very limited opportunities elsewhere for failed teachers. Now, okay, they are not able to publish 2 articles in a year, they are feeling very bad. But who made them to be a failed teachers? Who made them? The supervisor should supervise properly their PhD students. They don't want to write these types of messages, right? If the professor, the supervisor is training the PhD student properly how to write article, how to write review article, how to do literature review, how to do reference management, what is the purpose of abstract, what is the purpose of conclusion, what is the purpose of methodology, so how to write the discussion part, how to write the interpretation part. If everything is trained properly by the supervisor, why they are going to suffer for 2 articles? See, a guy who is publishing 552 articles in a year, but a professor, he is also a professor in Taiwan. So if you are well trained, if you are training properly, obviously they don't want to feel and they don't want to leave the prestigious academic professions. Using of AI, if you see here, when you compilation of 500 articles, nearly 25% are from Indians. Many times you use it AI and you just add it, publish it, but all are available in an online source. Whatever articles are there. You may think nobody knows that. You may not read even a line and you have done it, but everything is available in online source. What are all the AI based content is added and it is published. Even I think 4% to 5% is allowed in many journals. But if it is more than that, your article also available in these source with your name and institute details. So you can see in Tamil Nadu, the PhD students are doing household works. It's not an ethical practice. They are not coming to do the household work of the supervisor. They are coming to learn about research, how to do the research work. So try to follow the guidelines and try not to do the professor's work to a certain extent. And these both scholars gave a written complaint to the governor of Tamil Nadu regarding that these are all the issues were happening in the research. So here you can see this is the convocation time the students were complaining. So thank you.